Your company has been facing many challenges over the last few years. It's important for you to recognize that the processes that you have are not exactly the same. The outcome here is going to be that you're going to have better processes and a better way to face those challenges head on. So hi, my name is Paez. I'm Director of Solution Strategy for North America here at Pricefx. I have over 15 years of experience in pricing. I was a former pricing practitioner myself, so I've been on your seat. I know exactly the type of challenges that you have. My team and I have been working with many companies just like yours, and we help them make sense of their pricing goals and how they can use software and software services to be able to achieve them. We're very passionate about what we do, and I would like to share some of that passion with you today. So what is pricing and digital transformation related to pricing specifically? So what exactly is digital transformation? Why is it important for you? Why is something that you should keep on your radar? Let me break it down a little bit for you. I'm going to start by defining what digital transformation is. From a definition perspective, the World Economic Forum talks about digital transformation as a shift from simply using data points into adopting technologies and processes that approach new technologies, new combinations of technologies in a way that provides better benefit. We've seen many changes over the years. Back in the 1990s with the rise of file sharing and Napster. In the 2000s when media was available everywhere, people could just consume media everywhere at any time. From 2005 onwards, we've seen social media affecting the way that we interact with people, how people can influence companies and vice versa. Over the last few years, we've seen the Internet of Things, everything connected all at once. But right now, we live in a new era. It's the rise of AI, and more specifically, generative AI. We've seen over the last few years how that has changed our perception of what decision-making, innovation, productivity, and even creativity mean. And that also applies to pricing. So this push towards AI is what's making these companies really start thinking more seriously about digital transformation and how they can integrate that as part of their pricing process. So what are the benefits of digital transformation? Let's talk about the benefits of digital transformation, specifically around pricing. First of all, we're gonna talk in terms of growth. That's gonna be the first thing that people come to mind when they're talking about digital transformation. The ability to integrate these processes and these tools opens up the opportunity to new revenue streams, first of all, but we also are able to drive higher margins because we're able to better optimize our pricing models. So we're gonna see a lot of those benefits, but those benefits aren't just abstract concepts. They're really tangible, real benefits that will prepare your business forward. But they don't stop there. We talk about growth, but we can also talk about productivity. Once we start adopting these new processes, these new tools, we create capacity within our team. We can do more with less. We don't have to be bogged down by things, inefficient processes. We can focus on what really matters. The operations within the organization get benefits. They are improved naturally as a result of our streamlining the way we work. Better resource management ensures that we know that every single asset that we're using along our process is utilized to its fullest potential. We can also see benefits outside of our team. We can see benefits that go and extend to the customer. Better customer experience. They have a better way to communicate and to do business with us. And this allows us to influence the overall performance and the culture within the company. Let's talk about an example of a benefit derived from digital transformation. This is something that companies immediately start to recognize, and that is the ability to understand what is happening within their business. What are the products that are driving the most profit? What are the customers that are driving the best business for that company? So being able to have that visibility allows them to then be able to implement new pricing strategies. Some companies go from spending 4 to 6 months to change a price for a single product down to just a few days. They're able to react more quickly, and the faster that you react to those changes in the market, thanks to those tools and those processes, allow you to recover and minimize almost entirely, any potential for margin leakage. So let's clarify the journey and how we can build that roadmap. All right. Let me talk a little bit about the journey. This is going to be a journey, and the key takeaway here is that even though the digital transformation is defined by its outcome, it is going to be that journey. How we get there, that's really going to determine its success. So what do we want in that journey? The first thing is a clear goal. We need to really understand, have a North Star of where we want to go. Every single time you jump in your car and put the map, the first thing that you do is put your destination. That's gonna be where you want to go, right? We need to make sure that that goal is aligned to the broader objectives of the organization. Are we doing something that the rest of the organization is looking to be able to achieve? And also, very important to think about it, is this a goal that's relevant to my function? If I'm being asked to do something else that is not related to pricing, then maybe I'm not the right team or the right function to be able to do it. So I want to have a clear vision for a clear goal, something that's relevant, that is going to contribute to the overall benefit of the organization. The next thing that we want to do is understand, where are we right now, right? So I put on the map the destination. Where am I starting from? What limitations do I have today? What steps do I need to take, changes that I need within my organization to be able to reach that goal? So I have my endpoint, I have my starting point. What else do I need? I need milestones. I need to be able to know how I'm making progress, where am I along that way, and be able to define how can I communicate those milestones to the rest of my organization. The last thing that I need, and we've all lived through this, whenever I go through a map to a destination, something happens and I need to change my route. So we need to be able to be flexible and be able to adapt to changes in the market, changes in the landscape, be able to recognize those changes and keep our North Star, keep our destination clear, but be able to take different routes. The routes are gonna be the journey, are gonna determine our success, but that final goal, that final destination is what we are really looking for. So let's talk a little bit about those milestones. How do we define those? And you heard me talk about, we want to know what is our current state, what are the limitations that we have. So it's very important within those milestones to define what are the changes that we need in our organization to happen. So if I know what are my limitations today, one of those milestones is gonna be, how do I know that those limitations have been lifted? What are the steps that I need to take to be able to remove those limitations? Do I have specific skills within my team that are required to be able to achieve those goals? That's another milestone. Is my team developing those skills? What sort of tools, process changes are required within the organization? Let's list every single one, because as we hit those milestones, as we hit those changes within our process, we're gonna know that we are achieving, we're getting closer to that goal. So those are very quick and easy steps to go through to be able to define those milestones today. So an example of a milestone that we see in many companies today is their data. There's no company out there that says, my data is ready, I'm ready to go, let's just use my data as it is. So that's gonna be one of the first milestones that you want to keep in mind. Is your data ready? What are the challenges in being able to extract data? Is it living in multiple systems? Do I need to create like a centralized location for all of my data? That's gonna be a quick and easy milestone that you can define, and you're gonna be able to know once you hit it and you're ready for the next milestone. Let's talk about benchmarking and understanding your level of maturity within your organization. Why should you care about being able to benchmark your organization? You want to be able to understand where you're sitting right now. We talk about milestones. So I'm gonna define some quick and easy ways to understand your maturity level. And once you hear those, you're gonna be able to say, I'm here, this is where I need to go next, right? Okay, so let's start first by defining these maturity levels. And there's 5 essential maturity levels that we're gonna be talking about. The first one is the baseline. So this is companies that lack processes, they don't understand what is going on with their business. There's a lot of gut feeling in their decision making, maybe a lot of experience that they've collected over the years, but that experience has been institutionalized and it's very hard for new people to access that experience and be able to utilize it. That's an organization that doesn't have processes, tools, very few skills developed within their team. That's the baseline. That's gonna be the lowest level within this ladder. Then after we talk about baseline, we're gonna talk in terms of a basic organization. We start to see a little bit of recognition of processes and how people interact within those organizations to be able to achieve certain goals. We still don't have systems. Data is all over the place. It's very hard to access that data, to consume that data, and develop any type of visibility or reports, right? Our next level is going to be the standard level. This is where most companies tend to be in nowadays. They have some processes, they have some systems, they've been collecting these processes and systems over years, and now they're faced with systems that don't talk to each other, processes that are siloed, people that work in different functions and they don't really talk to one another. So we want to start breaking those barriers, interact a little bit more, those functions, processes to be able to collect information in a centralized location. Some of these companies start to look for systems that are able to provide functionality that multiple systems cover today, but they're not there yet. Now, when we hit the next level, which is the advanced level, we have companies that have unified processes. They have systems that talk to each other. They have systems that provide multiple steps or multiple capabilities within the same system. And they have functions that are very, very well-defined, that are able to collaborate, that are able to provide feedback or to provide input to other parts of the organization. The last level, the leading organization, is an organization that has full transparency. They understand everything that is happening. They're not just reacting to the business or to the market, they are proactively leading the market. They are defining where the market is going to go. They have systems and they have teams that fully understand the strategy of the organization. They're not tactical and just looking at reports. They're defining the next step in the execution of that strategy. So those are the 5 levels. And once you hear those 5 levels, think about what limitations do I have today that will prevent me from going into that next level. That's where you are right now. And we can help you go from that level into the next one. All right, let's talk about how do we keep this transformation past that first approach. The first thing to consider is that this is not a one-time only type of endeavor. There's continued investment that is required in your organization. And we're not just talking about continued investment in tools, systems, software. We're talking about people. We're talking about additional investment in the skills that will allow your people within your organization to keep evolving. Because once you go through that first phase, through that first digital transformation, in only 2 years, you're going to find that some of the processes that you establish will need review, will need to be adjusted. So this is a never-ending process, and you're going to continue to see the benefits of this mindset within your organization. So another part of this continuing investment is to ensure that as you change the vision of your organization, those goals keep evolving, so should your digital transformation keep evolving, right? This is not something that once you start at the beginning, your goals within your organization are never going to change. That always happens. So you want to make sure that those goals align with what the team is working on. How is the team evolving and making it easier to work internally as well as externally? Also consider a phased approach. It's very important to build the foundations. So if you find yourself in the first, second, or third level within that maturity level or scale, you want to build the foundation so that you can keep building on top of that. Don't rush to that end goal. Don't rush to a super optimized, AI-driven process if you don't have the foundation, the building blocks to be able to build on top of that. And also consider this. Something that I see on every single company. Once they start a digital transformation initiative that allows them to expand that across multiple functions, you drive adoption and you gain confidence from other parts of the organization to keep evolving that digital transformation. This is not something that should only relate to pricing. Think about how you can connect pricing to, let's say, sourcing, procurement, finance, sales. You're going to gain supporters from those teams, and your digital transformation is going to be so much more successful. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about what is digital transformation, why is it important, the benefits of digital transformation related to pricing, growth, productivity, efficiency, better customer experience. We also talked about how it is important to understand where are we sitting right now, where do we want to go, and how we go about reaching that goal. What are the milestones and how do we need to be flexible and adapt our organization to be able to reach that goal. We also talked about how do we know where are we standing right now? What level of maturity do I have within my organization? And how can I identify steps, specific steps that help me reach that next level of maturity? Finally, we talked about how this is not a one-time only type of deal. It's a phased approach where continued investment in tools, processes, and people is paramount for its success. If you're ready to take the next step in your digital transformation, make sure to click on the link below. It takes you to one of our best articles where we do a deep dive on each one of these sections, each one of these areas, so that we can help you better understand where you're sitting right now, where do you want to go, and together we can build a plan to get you there. And if you know where you are right now, make sure to reach out. Let us work together. Pricefx is here for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Pricefx channel.